Hi, beautiful Cancer. Welcome back. It's Mary Ellen here at Moonrise Cottage with your March 2018 Soul Tarot reading. Thrilled to be back. I'm eager to speak with all of you. And I have only one announcement this month. Actually, two. The website is up. It's running. I'm loving it. People who are giving feedback are enjoying it. So, going forward from here, if you want to book a reading of any kind, if you want a love reading, if you would like medium services, if you would like distance healing, or any of the standard reading offerings that I have, go to moonrisecottagesoultarot.com. So it's just like the title of my YouTube channel with .com in the end. You will see everything there displayed in a really easy to toggle through fashion. You'll be able to book your reading, make your choice, book your reading. It'll take you to my calendar. You'll be able to find the time slot that it works for you based on what's available and book it. You will get a confirmation email. You'll get a reminder email the day before your reading. And so far, everything's working really well. I still have some writing to do and there's some updating that I need to do, but functionally, everything's there. The other thing is I'm changing up how I do the readings. I've been getting some nudge from Spirit, and what's been happening over the course of the readings, especially the last 3 or 4 months, a lot of referencing to the prior month. So in an effort to keep the time frame of the reading shorter, because they were getting really long, all the toggling back and forth, I decided I was going to queue up just two photos, the reading from last month and the reading from the current month, so that we can reference back and forth in real time and you can see the cards. So I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to toggle over to the picture for February. If you recall, there was a lot of messaging coming through about the flow, the rise and the flow of the sacred feminine. And about the time of difficulty coming to an end, there was a sacred destiny being spoken about. We saw the beautiful Morrigan right in the center, a shamanistically led journey in order to bring the evolution and change that was meant to happen. Spirit talked a lot, again in February, about the cyclical nature of a Cancer. There was also some discussion about the rise of the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine. So take a look at the left-hand column for a moment, and on the bottom, on the human realm, we saw a prophecy card. That is the augury of art. It is about having come through the sacred cauldron of healing and being in your set point as a Cancer, coming in line with your cyclical nature and your ability as a water sign, the way in which you manifest, the artful way in which you perform your life, Spirit says. So that prophecy, the card above, which is the bridge card, had to do with the end of these type of difficulties for the feminine energy set point. Having been through a lot of trials and tribulations over time, over the history of the planet, and the fact that that had begun to change energetically, and that change has been reflected in some of the things we've seen in the media. There's been a really intense shift and change going forward. Above that, we see the aspect of the sacred male going into the hut of revelation, Spirit says. That is the foundation of art. So there was an indication about this prophecy, about the ending of a difficult period and the beginning of the sacred male energy set point being connected very deeply to source energy in order to go forward. The outcome, okay, Spirit's interrupting me. It is the rise of the sacred feminine that brings the sacred masculine back into alignment. And those two processes, continue as we go forward. And the outcome card, 2, came out, both discussing the aspects of the sacred male. The first card on the far right, those 2 outcome cards, The top one is the King of Art. That is the mythical story in the card is about a sacred warrior whose name was Lugh. He holds a sacred spear. He is someone who has the ability to clear away obstacles, to find the path forward that he is meant to be on, and to assist others as they transition and journey through their sacred destiny. It was a beautiful notation about the shift and change that was taking place. I'm going to show you the card. There's the King of Art, highly activated at the heart chakra, holding the powerful spear of Lugh that clears away obstacles and clearly in line with the sacred, okay, Spirit saying 2 words, the sacred masculine in the mystical realm. Okay, King of Art. The next card that came was this beautiful notation of the obstacles to the male energy set point, clearing the path for that set point to come into its knowing, to be able to kneel before the sacred realm, be in touch with the angels, so to speak, the sacred, if you will, and be able to have a moment of revelation about that journey, about the place in which you stand. And so, in a certain sense, because we're talking about male and female energy and the way in which they needed to be connected, look at that. A new place for the male energy to arise and come into. It is a courtship with a sacred knowledge of the beautiful masculine energy set point and where it's meant to be. Okay, it's interesting. Spirit saying so that history can go forward from this moment. Both set points having been transformed and re-arising in these moments in February in order to cue up, so to speak, the destiny, pardon me, for March and for the rest of 2018. This type of messaging has been coming out for every single reading. I'm in the process of recording now. It's coming close to the end of the month. The message is coming forward depending on your astrological set point. So if you have some curiosity about that, go check out some of the other readings. It's pretty astounding how this message is dominating what's coming through from Spirit. So there you were in February, a shamanistically led journey, and it was you in the center that was actually holding the power of the feminine shaman in order to bring the shift and change that was necessary. And the light, the message from Spirit, standing to the right of the shamaness, the queen of battle, sacred battle, if you will, is the beautiful woman of battle. And she stands looking directly into the shaman and to the card that's in the middle row on the far left. She is looking at that journey. So it was the sacred feminine aspect of battle, not with weapons, but with energy. The woman of battle stands at the ready. She's been through her process of transformation. So on the spirit realm, that was the message, that the energy was ready and it was guiding in your own life, in your human stance, to create a shamanistic journey for yourself and bring forward the prophecy about the new life. Look at the bottom row, about the regestation of the energy pattern. And standing next to that, a beautiful quest of art, returning to the source. And so here in March, we see the continuation of that journey. Here are the cards. Take a look at some of the folks that were here last month. So let's start by just looking at the center column of cards. We see the beautiful King of Art standing now in the human realm, joining with you to bring the change and clear away the obstacles in your human walk. And above that, the center card is the augury of knowledge, it is another prophecy. And in the spirit realm above that, we see the shamaness who has had the ability, because you have done your work, she has had the ability to accompany you now, in the mysterious realm, in the place of the sacred. She has been able to return to her place in order to guide the energy forward. The first card that comes out, as you know, if you've been following along, is the message from Spirit. Given all the things that have just been said, I love the Spirit card this month is the elopement of knowledge. And given all the shift and change in the knowledge that was happening, both for the male and female energy set point, we see again this image of the cauldron. Prophecy and destiny, Spirit says. So this card's come out a lot. I can't remember, Cancer, if it has come in your reading. The story behind this card is about a sacred goddess who had a young male child. She wanted to give her son all the knowledge that existed. So she made a sacred brew. She put it on a fire. It was meant to simmer for a year and a day. And it's really interesting because my YouTube journey started a year ago. That's part of the message, that what has transpired has been meant to take the amount of time that it has taken, and we are now in this moment of destiny going forward. So what happened in the story is the goddess hired a young lad to tend the fire for a year and a day. And there came a moment when the fire got too hot and the cauldron boiled over, and he reached out to try to steady it and put things right, and some of the sacred brew splashed onto his hands. It was hot, it was boiling. So he stuck his fingers into his mouth, and in that moment, magic happened. And he was the receptor for the knowledge. That was the actual destiny that was meant to happen. It was a sacred accident, in a sense. Spirit saying no accident. You know what I mean, okay? So in those moments, this young man was really frightened. He was afraid the goddess was going to be really angry with him. He began to shapeshift into all the forms we see here in order to hide from her. And each time he did that, she just shapeshifted and she followed him. Eventually, he shifted into a grain of wheat, and he jumped into a wheat pile sitting in the field, having been harvested. She turned herself into a hen, and she dove in after him and gobbled him up. In that moment, the hen laid an egg, and when that egg was hatching, it was this young lad in a new form. And he was in a very, Spirit saying, a very exalted form of knowledge. So we're in a moment, the continuation from last month, where destiny runs away with you. There's an elopement of shift and change that has happened. Let me toggle back to the cards. That is the message from Spirit about this current moment. And Spirit's talking about last month as well. This is the process that's unfolding for you. And all through 2018, this is going to be the topic of discussion. That's the message that I'm getting. And so we're going to see a reformatting, a renewal of yourself. And we saw in February this notion of being regestated, of a prophecy about going on a sacred quest to return to the source. It's a beautiful continuation, and I'm very grateful to see it come out this way. So there you are, standing at the Stone of Destiny. Spirit wants me to show you. You've seen this. I've shown you this picture a lot, but there's the actual Stone of Destiny that sits at the Hill of Tara, the place where kings came to their moment of destiny and had their coronation. In order to become the king, they had to be in relationship with the sacred Morrigan. It's a beautiful story. So look at the center column. There's the king of art. There's the prophecy of coming into this sacred knowledge. And I'm so grateful. The king of art is here again, because the need now is on the human walk to clear away obstacles and become the pathfinder for this new courtship. for this place that you are meant to be standing in, so that your days going forward, the mystery can be it's funny, the word that's coming into my mouth is resolved. So let's just put a little thumbtack in that. That's an interesting form of verbiage. Here's the beautiful king coming again. The beautiful exalted form of male energy, imbued with its full power, highly activated at the heart chakra, and a visionary, back and forth, standing here on the earth and truly in line in the vision with sight into the mystical realm. It's a beautiful progression. Standing next to that, given this prophecy that has come out in your aspect, the elopement of this knowledge, followed by a prophecy about your development, this new courtship, the King of Art accompanying you, helping you find the path and clearing away obstacles. The last card on the human realm is a major arcana card. That is the spinner of growth. And so you stand in your life in this way now. Like a sacred tree of knowledge, Spirit says. The spinner of growth takes its sustenance like a tree from the atmosphere around it, taking in sunlight and rain, transforming that energy into seeds and sending them out on the winds of change that blow through your life now, because all has been reset. It's a beautiful message. It's a beautiful human walk that you're going to have this month. You are on the new foundation that is going to carry you forward through all of 2018. The other thing I love about this reading is that the bridge card, the center card on the far left, is about being liberated. And just like last month, I'm getting a little choked up. Spirit is asking me to help you understand the depth of your liberation, of your true nature as a Cancer, and the prophecy that comes standing with this form of liberation, having gone through the portal into the sacred realm through the exploration and the shift and change of the sacred feminine. It's a beautiful depiction of this journey. Above that, we see, Spirit's telling me another depiction of the King of Art. That is the first card in the major arcana of this deck. That is the Decider of Will. It is very supremely ordered, Spirit says, male energy, at the source, highly activated at the will center. The Decider of Will is here to carry this destiny forward. And what I love about the fact that he is present is that he looks and indicates his decision making and his power and his will directly delivers, Spirit says, directly to the Queen of Battle, the Morrigan, the sacred shamaness, in order to join together with her to bring forward the sacred destiny of courtship. Look at the bottom left. We see the courtship of skill. And that energy rises through you as the center of the reading, through the prophecy, joining with this prophecy. And on the sacred realm, we see the same relationship reflected. That is the dialogue of art. It's stunning to me. So before I go forward, let's do the same thing. Let's go to the bottom right-hand card, a major arcana card, the spinner of growth. Again, that energy rising through your center, through the prophecy of your being, about your being, here on the earth and in the sacred realm, and being delivered to the Decider of Will, who, just as I've been talking about all these months about yin and yang, the Decider of Will sends that energy immediately out to the sacred feminine, the shamaness, who transfers it into its sacred yin and yang form. It's astounding to me, the way these cards are aligned. This is the dialogue of art. This is about being in a place of illumination, and the full moon, which is going to be very important. It's come out in every single reading that I've recorded so far. Great notations about the full moon. I believe it has to do with the portal that happened and the eclipse. And my life has been beset by just human existence type of challenges. Yesterday, my 26-year-old daughter, got into a car accident and totaled her car. And she's fine. Don't worry about her. But it's been an intense time. And one of my subscribers has been sending me some emails about some prophecy that he looks at through one of the folks that he connects with. And basically that person is saying the same thing. It's just been really intense. So, true that. I hope not so much for you. I hope you guys are having an easier time than I've been having this winter. I'm very ready for spring. And so Spirit's also talking about the turn, okay? The turn of the season, the pull of the moon, the prophecy about how this has come forward and what is meant to be. So there's Merlin and his sister. They were very devoted to each other. They sit illuminated by the river of sacred knowledge. And that is what your destiny is about. As a Cancer, with the cyclical nature of the water sign, Merlin's sister built this tower for him so that he could go and look in any direction and find many perspectives in order to understand what was happening in his own life, because she was the embodiment of the sacred feminine, the portal that all souls must align with and transition through into this human realm. Isn't it poetically beautiful? I'm agog a little bit. And like last month, interestingly enough, the outcome cards came out, Spirit saying, as sacred twins. Same exact event. The card, I'm sitting here shuffling, it takes me about an hour for the reading to come out. And I'm watching the cards come out, and, I'm thinking, my goodness, that's beautiful. What could be the next step after all of this? Because, in a way, it's a completion. And last month we were talking about the ending of a cycle, part of your cyclical nature, and a new cycle beginning. And here's the display in these photographs. So the very first step as an outcome is the beautiful warrior of skill. Gorgeous male energy again. The warrior of skill is a very impulsive character. And it is it's interesting. Spirit's saying that is his birthright. He is meant to be impulsive. It is a positive character trait for him. What he does is he stands in the sacred realm. He stands in the twilight, Spirit says, and he just waits for sacred impulse to come to him. And in that moment, he has the means, signified by the horse, to get on the horse and ride straight into the sacred impulse in order for destiny to unfold. So the male energy at this point, accompanying all this female shamanistic energy, is a warrior whose job it is to continue to unfold this destiny. There is a sacred impulse that is happening as a result of the flow of this yin-yang and the joining in the creation, Spirit says, of the true yin and yang energy, the cyclical nature. Okay, Spirit is talking about a foundation. That foundation has been set. So here in March, Spirit's saying it has taken 3 months, the first quarter of the year, to continue this emergence and evolving and exploration in order to come to this foundation for the journey that is arising in 2018. It has taken us 3 months, every sign, it's not just you, to come to this moment. And one of the beautiful things about the warrior of skill being there, the male energy that responds to sacred impulse, is that it brings the next step. that sacred impulse is going to bring a grand adventure in 2018. The adventure of skill. And you know what? Spirit says, here, check it out. Courtship of skill. Of course, any courtship brings a new adventure, right? It doesn't matter. Okay, that's interesting. Spirit's talking to me about addiction. It doesn't matter if you struggle with addiction. I think that's a way of saying, we all have our challenges. We all have our problems. We all have our obstacles to overcome. And yet this month, you are being accompanied. If you look at the center column, the accompaniment is profound. Because you are in this place of prophecy, you are being protected and guided. And so that is the new moon standing above this beautiful woman's head. I don't know if you can see that. I got a little reflection off the window. Do you see that? I call that the all-seeing eye. So on the new moon, take your moments. Because you're in a moment of prophecy about knowledge funneling from the sacred realm, the pull of the moon, the tides of destiny. Those are all the kind of words that are coming through to me. And being able to be the presence of that energy here on the earth. And that destiny is complete. It has unfolded. Or it's going to be unfolding, I guess, in the month of March. That's the journey that's happening. So keep a journal. Write down your thoughts. Write down the things that, sacred inspiration brings to you. And please share them on the thread below the videos. And I want to apologize. I've been so flummoxed for the last 3 months that I've not been able to respond on the thread. I want everyone to know that I do read all your comments. I love them. Thank you. Keep them coming. It means a lot to me. Just like you, I thrive on accompaniment. So it's nice to know that folks are out there, that they're watching and what they think and what it brings to them. And it brings me a lot of great inspiration to hear about what you are intuiting. Spirit is saying what you are intuiting. So this month going forward, enjoy the fruits of your labor. It's been an intense birth process. I'm going to toggle back one more time. Spirit's talking to me about February and saying, don't forget the journey that you've been on and the intense destiny that has been birthing, gestating, becoming ready to emerge. And finally, here you are in this beautiful place in the month of March. So celebrate and prepare yourself for the sacred impulse that will come to you and the adventure that you will be going on in the month of April. Thank you, Cancer, so much for all your love and support and the messages that I get from you. It does mean a lot to me. I want you to know that with total clarity. And thank you so much just for the energy that you bring. I've become a student of Cancer in a certain way. I love the way your unfolding is happening. And I think because I'm an earth sign, I feel it, right? The water sign and the earth signs, we do help each other in ways that are very profound in terms of an energy set point. So I'm very appreciative of the journey that you're on. So I'm going to leave you with the cards and wish you a wonderful month. And I'll be extremely eager to see what happens in April. Thanks, everyone.